G'day folks, welcome back to episode number 25 of our Aether Pets Ritualist, where last episode we kind of headed up the coast here, and we got to the Astrakhan Valley Rift, and that was kind of it. Did some not Devil's Crossing, Death's Vigil stuff, and ended the episode. I said a couple of things in that episode that I was going to do off camera, one of which was to farm a new amulet. Now, if your amulet is good, and by good I mean it just has some resistances, maybe a little bit of life, some stats, something like that, it's probably good enough, because I spent probably about 2 hours over the last couple of days farming a new one, and all I managed to get was this one. That is a lot of pierce and poison resistances, but it's basically the same as the one I already had. It's got less health, but it does have a bunch of spirit, which the fact that this had a bunch of spirit and a bunch of resistances on it is the reason I picked this. This item does not roll pet affixes easily. I think in the entire time I was farming this, I think I got of the Untamed twice, and that was it. There was no other pet affixes. This thing just doesn't roll pet stuff. It's possible, but you're going to be there forever. I don't recommend it. If you want to upgrade your amulet, then do, but just take the first good one you get and move on. It is not worth spending the time. So that's one part of it, and the other thing I said in the last episode was that you can actually drop the Widow and drop the Jackal, and instead take the Staff of Ratosh, which, as you can see, is completely covered in pet stuff. It's all damage, it's resistances, it's defensive ability, it's really nice. And you can max out Bismail's Bonds, which gets you a pet. And as you can see, the Eldritch Hound abilities there, Tooth and Claw. It says 8 reduce target's resistances for 6 seconds. Let me just check, I believe it's minus 20 or something. Minus 25 at max level. So this is 25 reduced target's resistance for 6 seconds at max level. However, there's a few reasons why this is not a great trade. Firstly, the Widow, up here, the Arcane Bomb says it's minus 19% Aether resistance. At max level, that's minus 35%, which is a much bigger number than 25, I think I said for this one. And the other big thing is that the 25 reduced target's resistance for 6 seconds does not stack with the Acid Spray, which is going to be 28 reduced target's resistance for 5 seconds. And we actually need, believe it or not, that one single purple constellation bonus from the Manticore Devotion to get Mogdrogan the Wolf. Now, I'm already using the Purple Crossroads. So basically, if we lose this, we also lose Mogdrogan the Wolf. And in exchange, we've got a weaker debuff, and we've lost this one, which stacks with everything. So it's not a good trade. Having the extra pet is kind of nice. Extra pets is always fun. But the thing that this does, we're already doing. We're losing resist reduction on the bomb, and the pet itself doesn't do a huge amount of damage. More than half of its damage is acid, so it's not going to be converted. So this was a bad plan. Is it fun? Yes, absolutely. Is it something I recommend? No. Can you do it anyway? Absolutely. If you wanted to do it, you would remove the Stag, you would remove Mogdrogan the Wolf, you would take 1 point in blue, you would then remove the Widow, then you would take the Eel, which would let you get the Staff of Ratosh, then you would remove the Eel, remove the Jackal, remove the point in blue, and retake Mogdrogan the Wolf and fill out Bismail's Bonds. As I said, don't recommend it. I did it, I tried it, I played with it. I didn't really notice a huge difference, except I had an extra pet. Where you will notice this is on bosses who have millions of hit points, and you really, really, really want Arcane Bomb for those. I will link, if I remember, in the comments below. I will link the sheet I use for. It's kind of a cheat sheet. Somebody else made it, but I will link it below. That will show you how the resistance reduction stacks. Basically, if it says minus whatever percent to whatever resistance, it just stacks. It always works. It stacks with everything. If it says something reduce target's resistances, it doesn't stack. Only the highest value will apply. So in this case, if we have the Blight Fiend at the moment proccing Acid Spray, if that is active, then this reduce reduction will just not apply. And then the other one is a little bit weird. There's only two sources of it. Where is it? I think it's the Viper. Yeah. So if it says something percent reduce targets, whatever resistances, again, it doesn't stack. It only uses the highest value. And I think this one is only available in like 2 different locations. So I pretty much ignore this one. It effectively doesn't exist. I think it's Viper and Altos. Where's Altos? Here we go. Is it this one? Yeah. So they're both elemental, and only one of them will apply. And they're not amazing anyway. So with that out of the way, as I said, I did get a new necklace. It's not a huge upgrade. It's not amazing. But it is an upgrade, and it is a bunch of spirit. So give me my add-on back, and we will use this one. So all of that pierce and poison resistance, we are way over cap on poison, and we're decently over cap on piercing. This basically means that those Slith Venom augments, I don't need those anymore. So bleeding resist, I can afford to lose 2 of those to not uncap, which means I don't need them at all. With the spirit added from this, I'm pretty sure I can actually, you know what? We're just going to rip those off straight away. And I still have 570 spirit, so I don't need any of that. 518. So even without the spirit roll on this, I'd still be good. Right, but we can now go put health on the rings. We can put... what else could we put on there? Let's see. So Frozen Heart would be health. We could put... None of those. Those are weapons. Offensive ability is useless. My usual go-to is soul shards. So we could put soul shards on them. I think that's what I'll probably do. Just to help with vitality. Although having said that, our vitality is just over cap. So I will probably put soul shards on. One thing you can do is if you hold control and mouse over the ring, you'll see those components in my inventory are lighting up. You can, effectively, those are the augments you can put, or the components you can put on the rings. So I'm going to put soul shards on. That'll take the vitality way over cap, which means if I had vitality on a piece of gear, so for example these shoulders, I don't need that vitality resist anymore. I don't even need the Aether resist, although once we go to ultimate I will take a penalty to Aether and Chaos. Yeah. And what was the other thing I was going to do? I think it was Conclave of the 3 for pet augments. I think it was Conclave of the 3. Maybe not. May have been Rovers. It's one of these anyway. Might have even been Black Legion or Malmo. Anyway, I'll sort that out later. Let's actually get some content. So we were heading into Fort Archon, and we were heading to the Sacred Ashes, the tomb of Archon Bartholem, I think his name is. So let's go do that. And I'll worry about augments later. Alright, here we go. That's the end of him. So as you can see, our damage is pretty good. Let's see if we can stack everything on this guy and watch him melt. Yep, there he goes. Acolyte's Cord, from memory, is a pet belt. +2 to raise skeletons, +2 to primal bond, all good stuff. LE resist, good stuff. Unfortunately, it doesn't have +1 to either necromancer or shaman. So we won't be using that. Also can't run through trees, which, you know, why not? I understand if it slowed you down a bit, but you should be able to run through trees. Okay. Oh, that's right. The other thing is, I've been running around without a Mark of the Traveler on, so let's fix that. Drop a portal here, and we will run up to the fort. So that's something I need to be better about doing, is dropping portals and then remembering to come back for them. I've actually been pretty good about it in this playthrough, I think. In previous playthroughs, I would constantly be dropping portals and then going somewhere else and deleting the portals. But I think I've been pretty good about it in this playthrough. Okay, so Fort Archon, there's a few things to kill here. And then we have the Rift, which is going to spawn enemies. So we will kill all of those. Let's pick that loot up. Okay. Here we go. And I'm just going to spread the vines around. Because, yep, here they are. And also, we have the Primal Spirit now. So I have to remember to use that. I think that's the last wave. Yep. Okay. Now we go back. And we're going to do the Tomb of the Archon. It should be relatively fast because we don't need to go downstairs to get the Devotion Shrine anymore. So it should just be a quick run through to kill the fire dude. I think it is just Bartholomew, something like that. In here there is an ancient spirit totem, good for farming, so I'm definitely going to do that. Necromancers of Voidfire, Reaping Strike, no good. A lot of elemental damage in here. So I'm just trying to think about the boss himself. He does tons of fire damage. Being as this is... let's not die. Being as this is elite, I'm pretty sure he also will shred fire resist. And we are only just over the cap. So it will be interesting to see how that goes. We should be fine because you can just hide behind a wall while your pets kill everything, which is probably what I will do. There is also, just here, a wall with some loot behind it. One day I'm going to get something good from one of these, but not today. Okay, and we're coming up on the section with the totem in it. As I said, I'm going to do that. Do like totems, they have nice loot. But I will definitely be clearing the area first. being an ancient totem, this is going to have some nasty stuff in it. Spirit totem means undead, so it should be fine. Let's kill old mate here. These guys are going to come around, but I don't think I care. Okay, put some of these up. Pop that. And remember to summon your primal spirit. And as you can see, they died very quickly. And I'm frozen. Alright, there we go, we did it. Apothecary's Wisdom. Decent ring. This one doesn't have the proc on it. Sorry, not the proc, the heal. The gloves have a heal on it. It's not amazing, but it's allows you to heal your pets at least. So for that ancient totem, we lost one skeleton, which is not bad. So our damage is quite nice now. And I think I'm just going to run through this. Be aware that running through here can actually get you killed. These guys seem weak, but the damage can definitely add up. And I'm not sure what exactly it was, but I have died in here before. So be careful. Watch your health bar. Don't get too far in front of your pets. Alright, so we're on the second floor now. And again, as I said, we're just going to run through the entire area, get to the boss, kill the boss, and get out of here and go do Fort Archon. This build is turning into a little bit of a piano build. So we've got right click, we've got buff, we've got a debuff, we've got another debuff, and we have a temporary pet now. So there's a lot of stuff going on. The good thing is that you can pretty much get away with not using a lot of these buttons, as in you don't have to use the arcane bomb on trash mobs. You can just use the right click and maybe Call of the Grave for a bit of healing. This is what the bomb looks like before it blows up. So if you can run people over that, it will explode and shred their resistances, which is nice. Alright, so this is there's a boss behind me door. So I'm going to wait for the pet to come back, if I have to wait, and then we'll go kill him. I am short one skeleton, so I'll resummon him. And just the usual kind of, we're about to find a boss stuff, wait for your cooldowns, wait for all your buffs to be active, make sure all your pets are alive and mostly full health. And you can send them in first, so that the pets are the first thing he sees. And as you can see, our skeletons all basically evaporated straight away. And you do have to be careful that he doesn't chase you. That was a lot of fire damage on the ground. So let's resummon all the pets. I've only got 10, so a lot more skeletons died there too. Fortunately, we do a ton of damage because the pets are glass. Alright, grab the loot here and then we're out. Heroic chest, sure. Imperial Star of... is that the Untamed? This one, yeah. Not a bad amulet. Not for us, though. Okay, we're getting out of here. And actually, I should have just teleported to Fort Archon, which was the entire reason we ran over there to get it in the first place. Okay. Let's head up the stairs, pick up a few quests, turn in a few quests, and then we will head to, or deliver the ashes. Okay, recover supplies. Chuck all this rubbish in here. Keep the dynamite on us. You can have the scrap. And the rest of this is going to be sold to whatever bidder.
I'll keep an eye out for this.
Blue ring, apothecary's ring, that's right.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Alright, so we don't want any of this stuff. Kind of have it in my head that there was a pair of boots there that I wanted to hang on to for a bit, but you know what, it's gone. Okay, and we'll keep that for stashing later. Right. We will go back to Sorrow's Bastion. I'm going to talk to the Death's Vigil. They will have 2 quests for us. One to turn in, which was recover the ashes. And then after that, I think we have the ritual. Are we up to honored with them yet? Order of Death's Vigil. Yes, we're already honored. So they have another quest available at honored, which I think is the ritual. And then the last one is at revered, which I'm pretty sure is go find Urabarok, or however you say that. So a bunch of iron, bunch of reputation. Let's do the ritual. We get plus 2 points. It is definitely time to max out Primal Bond. So as you can see, with all the plus skills I have available, this goes straight to plus, or is rank 5, with 2 points in it. So I have plus 3 to Primal Bond from somewhere. It's probably Pet Shoulders. Yep, plus 2 there, and there's probably a plus 1 Shaman on the amulet. And at the top is 8% damage absorption, so we just take 8% less damage now, which is very nice. Where is it? Primal Bond. There we go. It does also add some bonus pet damage, but realistically, bleeding is meh, and the damage bonus is a little bit small. Regardless, bonuses are bonuses, so let's continue on. You mostly take that for the damage absorption. Okay, I am ready. Let's go. Okay. Bunch of undead. This fight is relatively easy if your army is up to snuff. We lost, what, 2 skeletons and scratched the paint job on our 2 tanks. This is the part where we're going to lose more though. I should have turned the loot off before now. Okay, so Malkadar is back. We did drop a blue item that's not going to be used. Spectral Longsword. Can hang on to for later if you want. Okay, that was the end of the quest, I believe. Nope, we have to speak to the Keeper of Tomes. I will resummon him. We may as well get some fresh skeletons. Okay, Devil's Mark. 2-handed range, lovely. Okay, and we do get the quest to search for Urabarok as well. So that one will wait. Actually, I might even abandon that one. That quest basically is come over here to Birch Village, go into East March, go way up the back. There's a skeleton section, or not a section, a skeleton gargantuan you can fight, and that's that quest done. Actually, you know what? Let's go do it. Why not? Make a quick stop in Conclave of the Three, because we have to get some scrap. So we'll take 10 scrap. And then we will go to Birch Village and into East March. In East March, there is actually a decent amount of stuff to do. If you've done the hidden path on the particular difficulty you're in, then you will have access to the temple there. There's also a devotion shrine. There's a few different quest areas. That's the wrong way to go, yeah. There's a few different quests there. If you are doing the Outcast quest, which I don't recommend, then she will send you right up the back here. Dangerous domain, so we have a bunch less life and we're resistant to a damage type that doesn't really happen in here. So that's, you know, lovely. There is Eldritch Totems in here, which are, the spawn points for them are up this way. So I'll actually show those while we're here, why not? So across this first bridge here, and then you head north, there's a bunch of cultists in here. Chthonic stuff. And it looks like the totem is not going to be here, but you run up the back. Oh no, it is here. This is a totem I'm not going to do. Celestial totems are quite dangerous, but this is one of the locations, with the other location being down the left side, basically in a troll camp. Where is it you have to run to? So if you run across here, and I think it's around here, you'll see it on the map if you've uncovered the area. But regardless, you don't have to run very far in here. Strange key is good to keep as well. I didn't actually know that dropped in here, but that's good to know. If you were interested in getting the, was it Salazar's Blade? Which gives you a new pet, and it has some bonuses for a cultist, so it's not great for this build, but it's not awful either. Though by the time you can get it, you should have a Warden's Weapon, so I take back what I said about it being not awful for this build, it's pretty bad. It does give you a nice new pet though. Everybody loves new pets. Okay, so if you come down here, come across this bridge, into this camp, a whole bunch of Grubbles, I think they're called, and then totems. I think there's one of them is down the bottom here. So there's a totem, I think just here, but somewhere on this little bottom section along here, and the other one is sort of up this way. Oh, what's that? Iron bits on the floor. Yeah, but at this point I would not recommend doing Celestial Totems. That's more of a max level farming kind of thing. You may be able to do them. In fact, you definitely should be able to do them if you're trying your best to be very cagey and, you know, kite, resummon pets, kite away, that sort of thing. For me, I just don't really care about it at the moment, and it is quite risky on hardcore. Alright, kill off these, and we're going to go do the quest for Urubarok, or however it is you pronounce his name. Is that ancient? That is ancient, we're going to go get that. So this place has a ton of totems as well. I believe it always has at least one totem, and actually at least two, sorry, because the Celestial is always there as well. But there's some really good loot in here. Let's get out of the poison. And I believe that's it. There we go. So Manticore eyes are quite rare. Victim blooms are kind of common, but you do need a lot of them. Necrosis relic, vitality proc. Oh, that's a nice curse. It's actually a pretty good amulet. And Did that say Nemesis? No way. Necrosis and Necrosis. So we actually got a double drop, which means we throw that one on the floor because you can't have the same thing twice. Okay, let's head north, get the quest update that we're here for, and head back and do Fort Icon. So when you come here, you can basically go across the bridge and then hug the upper boundary, and you'll get to this section here, where there's a bridge across a ravine. Come in here, and then I believe it's sort of down and up and around. Yep, there he is. That is the quest update we're here for. It's a bunch of undead. Or is it a bunch or is it just the one? I think it's a bunch. So we'll run through here, we'll kill all this. And across this bridge. So you can see there, Urubarok's Guardian. And there's also some lore stuff in here as well. He is very slow. So you can just kind of run away from him and your pets will kill him. Okay, another journal page. And the Binding Emerald of Mogdrogan, which is actually a pretty good set. I may hang on to it. Level 72. I think you can buy the recipe to craft the helmet from Ancient Grove, from memory. But what slots does it use? Amulet, so probably not. Use the helmet, so definitely not. Chest could be done, and it has a weapon, so actually no. We are definitely not using that. This is what we were here for. These notes, I think. Yep. You can continue on this way. There'll be another quest over here for helping the outcast. There's also a devotion shrine over there if for some reason you're not already capped. But we're done. So I'm going to head back to Sorrow's Bastion, turn this in, and then that is the final, I believe, quest for the Order of Death's Vigil. Who we are already honored with anyway. Yep, there they are. Maybe should have bought the writs for them. Oh. So we'll go talk to the lady up here. I think from memory these guys don't actually have any gear I'm particularly interested in. Right, so Dread Skull and Unholy Inscription. Bunch of reputation, bunch of XP. And that's it. I'll just double check the artifacts here. Do they have anything at Revered that I want? This one's alright, the Spell Ward. 9% Vitality, 9% Aether is decent. But the problem is you're competing against the, I think it's Kingsguard from Black Legion, or something of Mankind's Vigil maybe, again from Black Legion, which has much better stats on it, or much better resistances. Vitality is not hard to have tons of. Just soul shards on the rings. I think there's a glove component as well if you need that. So vitality is not particularly difficult to overcap. This is pretty good for a Kabbalist, not great for this build. And the rest of it I think is just player stuff. So yeah, definitely don't care about it, about Death's Vigil. Okay. And on that note, we are done here, so we're just going to leave. And head back to Fort Icon. And actually, I'm going to call that the end of the episode, and we'll start Fort Icon and continue on to Necropolis in the next episode. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.